Good morning, all of you. So we will today continue with the surface tension topic. We'll take the capillary rise and capillary fall. That one. I think you encountered many questions in exam. They'll be deleted. So we had a discussion. So definitely they'll be deleted. That one. It is again based on the simple angle of contact and force due to surface tension. That one. So a general idea today we'll discuss on capillary rise, capillary fall, how the conditions are there, and try to practice questions from material and other textbooks available. That one. Today you have to practice it because tomorrow I'll be starting the viscosity chapter because Wednesday, Thursday. Then again Friday we'll come back to few mixed problems. Okay. Okay, let me start with. Okay, there's a capillary rise. Okay, we'll start like this. Now, capillary rise. So already we know the angle of contact, that one. So where the pressure will be more on the concave side than on convex side. So that's the one basic idea. Means before getting into the topic, I need colors. No, suppose if this is the, if this is the meniscus, if this is a meniscus, how do is the where will be this? So I'll say liquid here and this air. Tell me where pressure will be more and let R be the radius of the meniscus. Fine. So this will be the R. So then what you're going to write? You're going to write equation as P1 equal to P2 plus 2T by R. Yes, this effect. This is the meniscus we'll call. This is. Similarly, it can happen like this also, where this will be liquid and this will be air. Now also the meniscus, let it be equal to R. Now in this case, what you are going to say? Now also the situation is same. P1 equal to, so here P2 is what? Equal to P naught, because this air, no? So finally this equation will become 2 St by R. Similarly, now this air, what is the pressure at 1? Pressure at 1 will be P naught. So what is the equation? P1 equal to P2 plus 2 St by R. Then what is the pressure at 1? Will be P naught. So what is P2 equal to now? In this case, P2 will be P naught minus 2 St by R. Able to understand? So we are not talking about some in the liquid or outside the liquid. There's everything. Right here. So there's everything will be liquid. Pressure inside the liquid must be more than that other side of the liquid. Need not know. It's like a, shall we say that the pressure will be more on concave side than on convex, not inside the liquid, outside the liquid. I agree with this condition. Okay, now uh, there's a background is what we needed. Huh? So rest of everything we can manage very easily. Okay, let me take a capillary. Tube is needed. This is the capillary tube. We'll take it. The same capillary tube. I'm showing two instances. So it is immersed in a, this will be our container. Okay, there's everything is a liquid. So here this will be the liquid. Huh? So I took a capillary tube. All of you, what do you mean by capillary tube? What can be radius of capillary tube? Usually this will be radius will be of order millimeter. Huh? If radius is 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, we don't call capillary. Of course, you can call a pipe, but capillary, what happens strictly, the radius should be of order millimeter. Example, the refill in pen, the refill will be there. No, there is the example of capillary tube, and it will be long. How much? 1 meter long. Capillary tube. It will be 1 meter long. If you want, you can purchase it. They're available in some laboratory selling equipments. Now, a glass capillary tube I brought it. So when I lower end of the capillary tube comes in contact, so the level of water, because the water will wet glass. So what we expect the meniscus to be like this. No, agreed all of you? We expect meniscus to be like this. Okay, let's get into the pressures here. So this is the free surface. So pressure here. Uh, for first, let me take here. No? So pressure here 1, 2, 3. We are very sure. What about here? Everything air, no? And what is this? This is a free surface. What should be the pressure at 1 and 3? Pressure at 1 and 3. What should be the pressure at 1 and 3? Pressure at 1 and 3 should be equal to P naught. Okay, will I agree this? And definitely pressure at 1 should be, pressure at 2 should be less than 1. Come for this. Am I right? On concave side will be more than convex side. No? So pressure at 2, what do you expect? Should be less than 1. So here, what do we get? P2 will be less than P1. You try to see and according to fluid statics. What about 2 and 3? They're on horizontal line. 2 and 3 are on same horizontal line. So what should be the according to fluid statics? If you draw an horizontal line inside a liquid, what should be the pressure at 2 and 3 should be equal according to fluid statics. Pressure at 3 equal to 2 as they lie on same horizontal line. Tell me, okay, what is correct? So here, according to the situation, what I'm saying, P3 equal to P naught and P2 less than this one. So shall we conclude like this? Therefore, P2 less than P3. P1 equal to P3 equal to P naught. P2 less than P1. So therefore, P2 will be less than P3. This is according to the surface tension. There's a one idea. Next, according to the fluid statics, there's idea. I'm drawing it nearby so that a student has to put effort here. I would have written somewhere. It's of no use. This idea too. Tell me like who is correct? Both are contradicting each other, no? I may use word. Shall I use word? Contradicting. All of you. If you come for fluid statics, okay, fine. 2 and 3 should lie on same horizontal line, so pressure should be equal. But you look at the surface tension here, because the water will wet the glass because there's a water. And what is this? This is glass. So what do you expect now? P2 less than P3 you're telling, and according to fluid statics, you are saying that P2 is equal to P3. Which one is correct? Both are contradicting each other, no? So idea 1, idea 2 are contradicting each other. Tell me like, so there should be some solution for this. Is it both the pressure on the concave side should be more than convex? Is it a proven thing? Yes, it's a proven thing. If a liquid at rest, then if you draw an horizontal line, pressure at pressure at all points on horizontal must be equal. So that is also a proven thing. But both these things are contradicting each other. So therefore, there is some problem is there. What is the thing? The liquid, what we assume, will not be there only. In fact, it is going to rise up here. So why it will rise up? So that pressure at 2 will become more than will become equal to P3. So but practically what I see is that pressure at 3 will be greater than P2, or P2 will be in fact less than P3. In fact, this is correct. Here what happens? This not happens. So to make this happen, what happens? The liquid has to rise here. So therefore, now what is the next situation? So the liquid, what happen, will rise to an height. It's a very important to analyze first. Then we'll go for equation. So now what happened to make even the fluid statics idea to make it valid? No. So in fact, the liquid, what happened, will rise like this. It will rise to an height. Let's get into our thing. So this was a 2. 1 and 2 are same now. It doesn't matter. So now this is 4. This is 5. Let R be the capital R. Small r be the radius of the capillary tube. Capital R will be the radius of the meniscus. Now, so this should be the angle of contact. Can you remember this? We used to how you define angle of contact. Now this is the angle of contact. If this is the angle of contact, 90 minus theta, this will be theta. This will be theta. Okay, this here it is here. able to see the diagram. This is very important. Okay, let's get into all the things one by one. So what is H? H is measured from here. H is measured from here. Now what will happen? Pressure at 3 equal to 2 because this is a wrong. It will be wrong. Something wrong. This is what correct. Okay, now let's come for one by one. Let's write all the things. What is the pressure at 5? What is capital R? Small r is radius of capillary tube. Just as a small idea, once you clear all are based on all the numericals what I discussed are based on this one only. Capital R is radius of meniscus. What do you mean by meniscus? This particular thing is called as a meniscus here. The curved surface, the curved free surface is called as a meniscus. Meniscus means one which is like a some saucer, all of you, some or what do you call that one? Kadai, bowl. The shape of free surface will be curved here. That is called as a meniscus. And theta is an angle of contact. Water, this will be the density rho. Okay, let's write here. Pressure at 5 should be equal to P4 or first we'll equate atmospheric pressures. What is the pressure at 3 and 5? Because there's a free surface. Pressure at 5 and pressure at 3 should be equal to P naught and 3 and 2 are on same horizontal line. So it should be equal, no? So pressure at 5 at 3 is equal to 2 is equal to P naught. One is of no discussion. One I'm not interested because 1 and 2 they'll be on same horizontal line almost. Okay, no, this is the thing. So pressure at 5 should be equal to P4 plus 2ST by R. Pressure at 5 equal to P4 plus 2ST by R. Then pressure at 5 is how much? P naught. This is the discussion earlier we made. No, let's write manometric equation from 4 to 2. Now, if you want, I'll take it out that one. You'll get confused. Okay, that horizontal line also, they lie on same horizontal line. No? That's why the pressure at this one. Okay, let's write manometric equation. P4 plus rho GH minus P2 equal to 0. So what is P4? P naught minus 2 ST by R rho GH. P2 is P naught. So therefore, what is H is equal to 2 ST by rho GR. Let's write some, look at that triangle. Cos theta, what you can write, smaller by capital R. So further, this H, what we can write it as 2ST by capital R, you can write it as rho G by small r by cos theta. Theta is what? Angle of contact. So this is the expression for the height to which the water will rise in capillary tube. Able to understand? So that the conditions here, this is our expected answer. Everywhere this one. Okay, now what is the shape of meniscus? Next question comes. The shape of meniscus will be hemispherical. Here now. Hemispherical in shape. Okay, agree this. Any doubts? Because there's a basic one. Huh? What are these? This dotted line? force by the capillary glass capillary tube on the meniscus cities. And this should be the angle of contact, no? Angle drawn between tangent drawn inside the liquid and the solid. There's a solid, there's a liquid, no? And the tangent is drawn, and we measure this angle inside. So this should be the angle of contact. If you want, you can write theta here also. So this should be the nothing but force exerted by the capillary tube on the meniscus, that one. Any doubts? If you have, you can clarify. So I'll because all numericals revolve around this one. Okay, we can also think this in another way. The same thing. So it's the same discussion. We'll take it in another way. Suppose say the capillary tube. Little bit some bigger diagram. Let me take it. It is immersed in a. In books, they don't show container. It's not needed. Just will immerse, no. So again, don't take it in other way. That one, sir. Books not given. There's a free surface. There's another method is what I'm using here. No, so this is what I just used the pressure concept. Let's talk in terms of force due to suffocation. We'll see. Who will balance the weight of the liquid column? What is the weight? I think inside the capillary tube, there's amount of some liquid is there, no? Because water will be denser one. So who will balance that weight of the liquid? And definitely I can say force due to suffocation. Okay, no. Let's get into the discussion here, no? This is the force due to surface tension. Or in the books what happened, we just show this as surface tension. Surface tension is a vector, no? In fact, we can show like this also. And this is what the radius of curvature. This is R, this is R, this is R, this is smaller, this is theta. Agree this? So now it's a hemispherical, no? So go for this one. So this is that H, density rho. So shall I say the weight of the liquid will act here? Who will balance this weight of the liquid column? That's what my question. Definitely the force due to suffocation. If you look at the meniscus, how the meniscus will be. Is that okay? The meniscus should be of this particular shape. Please do follow basics. You do have very beautiful questions in this topic. Only the student will not minutely observe things. The meniscus is, or how the meniscus, anybody? Hemispherical? Not a, it should be hemispherical, no? So, and what is the radius? The radius will be, you can take R. So how the force due to suffocation? Here it will act like this. Will act only at 2 points or several? It will act at all these points. I think a radius, let it be. So tell me, like, who will balance this and what is theta? There should be the theta, no? Agree this will be. So now that theta, it has to be brought it here. You have to bring it here. No, who will balance force due to surface tension? The weight of the liquid has to be balanced, that one. So I'll write it now. Force due to surface tension should balance weight of the liquid. What is the force due to surface tension? This will be the radius of the tube, no? For your, I think already I written there. I'll show it again, this one. Okay, agree this. This will be. So what is the radius of this ring? Should be 2 pi r perimeter. So anybody, can you tell me like what I should write? 2 pi capital R or 2 pi small r? 2 pi small r that I should write. So surface tension into 2 pi r. So that force and vertical component of it, cos theta, should balance the weight of the liquid. What is the weight of liquid? Rho pi r square. Because what is radius? Rho pi r square h into g. Pi r square h will become volume. So if I solve this, so what is the equation I'm getting? 2st cos theta by rho g. I think the same equation what I brought it. No. So here what I'm taking, the force due to surface tension will balance the weight of the liquid column. And now your task question, sir. What you took? Okay, but here we didn't, we have neglected this. It's the volume of the liquid in the meniscus is neglected. So basically, how it will be? It will be off like this, no? This is negligible, we are saying. If you consider that in books, they are given how to calculate weight of this, I think in the 2 pi r square into that particular distance, you can work out. It's there in book. Just if you want, you can see once the formula. Even if you consider the weight of the liquid column, it will be very small amount of liquid. So that usually will neglect it. Okay, there's a expression for the either way, that one means like the force due to surface tension in fact will balance, because see, I think this is very important in applications. We do solve problems using this approach only than this one. They're using the pressures ideas, but in applications all know what all we get questions are based on this one. So what is the equation I should write? The weight of the liquid column is balanced by force due to surface tension acting at meniscus. Where that surface tension will act inside the liquid or only on the free surface? Only on the free surface, no? So what is the free surface? This is our free surface. I think I should show some thick line. This concept is very important. Okay, this is the free surface. So what is the basic overall theme of this? The force due to surface tension the force due to surface tension at meniscus is equal to weight of liquid column in capillary tube. Finish. This idea from here we have proceeded here. Okay, now I'll go for all other the conditions. I think anybody can remember this formula. Now you have to just remember all this basic formula here. Okay, let's get into one by one. First here, there's a hemispherical cup. what it is. It's a ME. They may ask you simplest questions like this: how the meniscus will be in capillary tube, hemispherical cup it is. Okay, let's bring some small changes here. Now I'll go for some application type of problem. Okay, this is the let me draw all the pipes first. Let me draw first horizontal line one. Free surface of liquid it is. I'm giving good diagrams because they are very, very important. Students often they get confused. If the meniscus were like this, books only we have they have shared ideas without diagram, huh? So very difficult for students to assume that one. So I'm helping with a diagram. So in many numericals, these ideas are going to help us a lot. Please just do analyze. Okay, there's a water later on. I'll share it. Not correct. Okay, I think yeah, it's almost completed. Okay, let's you make observation of meniscus here and the capillary tube. The radii also I'm changing. So here, look at the angle of contact, theta 1, theta 2. So this is the level what we take it, H1. So no, if I change angle of contact is not a fixed parameter. That's what I am trying to bring it here. We thought like angle of contact is something, but angle of contact is, you can change it, but you take water, you add some detergent, the angle of contact will change. There's a core idea of the what we use for detergents, shampoos, soaps, everything. No, so we are for, if when you apply the detergent, what happens? The angle of contact will change. That variation of angle of contact will help us to clean our bodies or the clothes. That's the concept. Okay, now anything radius of capillary tube has not changed. The radius of capillary tube is as it is. We are not disturb the radius of capillary tube here. Angle of contact. So then, what is the formula? We have where is our formula? H equal to cos theta rho gr. I'll write the formula here. Okay, let's assume that somehow the angle of contact is varied here. Then radius of capillary tube is didn't change. Only the shape of meniscus has changed. Able to notice the shape of meniscus has changed. And this H1, H2 will measure, we do measure like this here. Okay, are able to see things clearly now? H1, H2. So according to this formula, surface tension is same density of liquid, same surface tension. So then if theta changes, then H has to change. So therefore, what is the equation I can write now? H1 cos theta, H1 by cos theta 1 equal to H2 by cos theta 2. No, if theta 2 greater than theta 1, as cos value increases. So what do you expect now? The ratio of that should be constant here. So H2 equal to H1 is certain value initially. So as theta 2 greater than theta 1, 60 degrees, and let this be equal to say 30 degrees. So H2 should be less than H1. Shall we go for this? H2 should be less than H1. That's what I think in the diagram may not appear. Okay, we'll do one thing. I'll do adjustment. H1 by cos theta 1 equal to H2. So theta 2, I'm showing it more than theta 1. So cos theta 2 will be theta 2. Diagram H2 more than H1 is appearing. Okay, let it be no problem. There's a formula I'm trying to bring. Okay, now let's come for this one. So there's a next is the capillary tube. So this is R1. If I increase the radius, what will happen to the, okay, some corrections I do. No, next thing. So what shall we do now? Look at the radius R1, R2. So if this is H1, this will be H2, no? Now what should be the equation? H1 R1 should be equal to H2 R2. And look at H2, no? H1 R1 by R2. What do we expect H2? H2 should be as R2 greater than R1. So H2 should be less than H1. So if you increase the radius of the capillary tube, what will happen to level of liquid inside that will fall. Level of liquid inside that will fall here. So this will be the basic condition. Even you can adjust even for radius of meniscus also. H1 R1 equal to H2 R2. Here this you can bring it here also. H1 R1 equal to H2 R2. So all things are possible. Hn cos theta you can compare. Provided angle of contact here, it will wet completely. The water will wet completely that one. That's what I took it, this one. Angle of contact, both the cases 0. I'm unable to show that clearly, that one here. So it will wet completely. So this water wets capillary completely. So there's a basic condition. Fine. So you do have some questions. So and I'm trying to give diagram, but this is what happens here. Even you can write H1 R1 equal to H2 R2 also. Provided angle of contact remains. There's no need of angle of contact if you're going for that one. So even we can have H1 R1 equal to H2 R2 condition also. Agree this? So these are the different cases will come. I'll show that H1 R1 equal to H2. Okay, not needed. Okay, there's a first case. You do have questions in the books, huh? So there's a first case, there's a second case, even third case, H1 R1 equal to H2 R2. You don't draw diagram anything, directly take help of formula and analyze it. Okay, so now we'll take some different application-based problem. This is about the theory. Let's take the several other cases here. So suppose say if we have a capillary tube, no, this is a glass capillary tube. I'm trying to show, give a very a better diagrams. You can see, no? Both are, there's a glass pipe and what about this? There's a solid glass cylinder. So inside that capillary tube, or say capillary tube, we'll write it. Glass capillary. Inside that glass capillary tube, I'll immerse one solid cylinder. So now I'm asking you, what about the height to which the liquid will rise? I think the water will wet both inner as well as outer surface. Both the inner surface of capillary tube and outer surface of glass cylinder. So what is the height to which it will rise? Different shaped conditions will come now. Let's get into the so let the radius of this be 2a. Radius of this be b. Radius of glass capillary tube is b. That of the solid glass cylinder is a, and it is immersed. So the liquid will rise to height h. I want this h now. So what should be the equation? See, I think now, so that the first method I think will be difficult here. So what is the best suitable method? The force due to surface tension. Who will balance this weight of the liquid? Who will balance the weight of the liquid column? The force due to surface tension. So shall we again proceed here? All of you able to imagine? So it's a very simple. Don't go for high level thinking. So that is the egoism. It is called as something you feel like I'm taking ITJ coaching in some good college. Okay, I should think like this. All these are general, very generalized things. Huh? All these are very generalized things. Yes, Mas. Any doubt here? Any doubt? Somebody after requesting, please see that. Please respond, no? Okay, no. This one. So the force due to suffocation will be balanced. Like the force due to suffocation will balance the weight of the liquid column here. The force due to suffocation on the liquid is equal to weight of the liquid. Where the weight of the liquid is there between this. So what is the force due to suffocation? So I'll draw some diagrams. Let's angle of contact, let it be 0. It will wet completely. Theta, if you, I'll show it here. I am writing theta equals 0. Fine. So then how the force due to suffocation should act? Should act vertically. Now where do this because the liquid open will come in contact with the both solid glass cylinder as well as capillary tube, no? These diagrams are very important. I don't know, nowadays students, nobody draws any diagrams. Their notes, if you check it, no, it's a quite empty, just like some history notes it will be there. In history, will you draw any diagram? Very alarming situation. This is a B. This is A. Okay. Anything can you write? Force due to surface tension. Look at that one. Surface tension into 2 pi A plus surface tension into 2 pi B should be equal to weight of the liquid. So tell me, what shall I show the weight of the liquid? You neglect the volume of liquid in the meniscus. That you need not to show it. I think this is quite natural. No, you'll be drinking some juice in some like a glass. Then if you put some straw, what will happen? The similar thing, instead of straw, what happens? Some solid, anything, some thick one, if you're putting it, okay, the conditions will be like this, no? What is the weight of the liquid? Density rho pi b square h minus pi a square h into j. Why subtraction? Because in the this total volume of liquid here, I should subtract this much of volume of liquid, no? Then only I'll get this one. Okay, we wanted expression for h, no? So therefore this will be h is equal to 2 pi st, 2 pi will get cancelled out. So 2 st a plus b by rho into g b square minus a square. So therefore 2 st rho g b minus a. So this height to which the liquid will rise inside this capillary tube. If you put some solid glass cylinder, there's a condition. Take some any glass. Okay, fill up water. Again, if you have any solid glass rod, immerse in that one at the middle. If you want, no sir, I'll keep it somewhere here. Okay, do it and look at the mathematics. Take help of mathematics and work out. Now, instead of this solid glass cylinder of cylindrical glass cylinder, if I bring a rectangular cross section, what changes you're going to make it? I'll leave it to student. I'll give small diagram. You should work out. Now look at the cylinder. If the cylinder is of this kind, any changes? Any changes will you bring it? Look at this particular cross section. There's no change in this one, no? And there's no change in this one. You have to change this. What you should write? So the dimensions. So if the dimensions, if you give like there's a area of cross section. So this is like a. So ST into 4A will come. Then here you subtract the volume of that particular. I think this not, you should not call cylinder. Better you have to call this as a cuboid, no? This is a glass capillary. Rectangular rod, I write it. And the water will rise to certain height. These are the ways in which numericals will be tested for you. Shall I go for next one? Please do workout. The first method is not advisable. Do remember, in some cases that will help, in some cases this one. So both the methods are very important. You should follow both the methods. If instead, if the I may bring like this, no? Conical. No, how the shape of meniscus, everything. What are the equations we can write it here? Let L be the length of this one. I'll draw the axis. This is the axis of this one. So how is this? There's a conical pipe. Capillary tube. So what is the capillary tube? Capillary tube. There's a capillary tube will be like this. Even you get a capillary tube of like this. Try to go for different shapes. So such a capillary tube, I'm going to immerse in water. Then the water will rise to certain height. We'll assume it to be plain diagram. Will take it. Yeah. So let's try to bring some mathematics. The radius here, let it be A, here B. So the length of this be L. It will rise to height H. So there's the water. No. So what is this? There's a conical pipe, but it's not a big one. It's a capillary. A will be say 2 millimeter. B will be say some 6 millimeter or 8 millimeter like that. Get expression for R. Height H. Get into the mathematics. Okay, let's take help of some basic maths. Parallel draw diagram. Okay, this will be the this R be the radius at this particular thing, that one. Let R be the radius of the liquid at a height H. Then this is B. Oh. So some changes actually. Let this angle be alpha. This will be R minus A. This will be B minus C. So this is H. This is L. What is tan alpha? R minus A by L minus H should be equal to B minus A by L. Expression for R will be B minus A, L minus H plus C. Where I'm asking you to look at here, this one. So what can be, so I'm asking you to draw a triangle here. So what can be this? This distance will be R minus C. What can be this distance? B minus C. Simple geometry. R is this total distance. Okay, let's get into the, what is the basic formula? Surface tension H is equal to 2st by rho gr. So let's assume that angle of contact 0 degrees. What is R? R is this total thing. This you have to substitute. Rho g B minus A, L minus H by L plus A. Again, we have H in the equation that has to be solved. Rho G B minus rho G B minus A L, that everything you can call some constant. So L much is there. So this is not our answer. We have to solve for H. If you get a conical capillary tube, okay, there some mass will be involved of this kind. So this will be further simplification. H is equal to 2STL by rho G, everything I'll call say some K, L minus H plus LA. So this should become equal to H KL minus KH square plus HLA is equal to 2STL. Minus, or say KH square minus H into KL plus LA plus 2STL equal to 0. Quadratic equation solving for this will get expression for H. This will be L, this will be L K plus A plus or minus K L plus A whole square minus 4 K 8K STL all divided by 2K. What is that K? K again we assumed it. K is what? K is equal to rho G B minus A. Okay, there's a value of this one. So I think as the shape changes, things will be very little bit mathematics has to be brought into the picture. That's all. Nothing big. Different shaped capillary glass pipes, if they come into picture, no, there's a condition you have to take care here. In exams can be asked, just be careful. Oh, this is L is common, no? So sorry, yeah, some mistake happened. It should be K. This should be the L. Okay, do remember. So can be asked. So some different shaped glass pipes will come into picture. There's a condition what you have to put it here. I'll slide down. Now, so next condition. There's a very good problem. Let me get the diagram. Two liquids. I'll bring it. Yeah. two liquids are there, no? In two different liquids, immersible liquids, I brought it. I'll immerse it here now. Kepler tube is immersed. Till now we discussed only one liquid. No? If there are two liquids will come into picture, then what conditions will arise? So the liquid of density rho 1, it will rise. I'll give 5 minutes time for you to think. Let's see that how you analyze this particular question. Okay, now this will be density rho 1, rho 2, here rho 1. Okay, the radius of capillary tube, I'll give it 2r. Okay, we have to calculate this height. So what is this h has to be determined. Okay, h is given, sorry, surface tension of the heavier liquid. And I'll put it condition, find the surface tension of heavier liquid. Heavier liquid, I think heavier liquid rho 2 of density rho 2. What to do now? I think it can happen, no? Sometimes we may immerse and look at the denser liquid, it will rise to height h inside this particular thing. So this h is known for us. So what is this denser liquid? Shall I put sentence like this? The denser liquid will rise to a height h from the interface of two liquids. You can say, I think I have shown diagram clearly. So I want the surface tension of the heavier liquid. Angle of contact, you can put in 0. Angle of contact. Take angle of contact to be 0. How we should get into such type of numericals. Possible, huh? Such thing. Some students, they do ask like this, sir, is it possible? Conditions like that. Yes, it's possible, nothing wrong. Which method? First method, second method. See, there are always, you have two approaches. So which method you are going to apply it now? That is what you have to take a decision. First method or second method? Or any method. It's left to you. So which one it will be easy for you is what you have to cross check once. I'll give 5 minutes time. You have to really put effort here. Anybody answer? Okay, no response. Okay, I'll start. So I'll do one thing. I'll take the points. A, B. What should be the pressure at A and B? Pressure at A and B should be equal or different? It should be equal, no? Because where is that? It is the interface. Where is B at the interface, and what is A? Because it's a static liquid. What is the state of liquid inside the capillary tube and in the container? It's at rest. So it's a fluid static problem. And if you draw an horizontal line inside like a static liquid, pressure at all points on horizontal line must be equal. So therefore, pressure at A must be equal to pressure at B. I'm asking you to neglect the angle of contact. In fact, here if the liquid will wet, need not be straight. No, it should be. It will angle of contact means you have to show it like this. Huh? I'll adjust some. Some students are asking, sir, like, what about? Okay, no, let's get into. Okay, fine. That if you want to show that theta and theta is negligible. Sir, why you are showing flat theta 90? No. So you better do one thing. Write theta here and theta equal to 0 degrees. Okay, I agree this one. Let's not bother about that particular thing. So pressure at A should be equal to pressure at B. Pressure at A, what is the equation you can write it here? That radius of meniscus is needed. So pressure at A. So here I'll write C and this is D. Pressure at A. So we'll begin like this first. PD equal to PC plus 2T by R. R is the radius of meniscus only. Pressure at D is how much? P naught. And then pressure at C plus rho 2 GH minus pressure at A equal to 0. Manometric equation. Pressure at C, what you can write? P naught plus 2 ST by R rho 2G minus PA equal to 0. PA equal to P naught, don't write it. Let it be. So what is PA is equal to? P naught plus 2 ST by R rho 2 GH equal to pressure at B, P naught plus rho 1 GH. Surface tension, I have to write S2. We have many symbols, no? Okay, then. So what is the P naught get cancelled? So therefore, 2S2R is equal to rho 1 minus rho 2 GH PO minus 2T by R, PC is. Oh, let a bit. Okay, should be. I'll make changes. Okay, it will be like this. So it will be, rho 2 minus rho 1. Okay, na? Yeah, thank you. So this is suffocation of denser liquid. Various methods. Are you getting no? Various methods. So this is the easiest way of finding out suffocation of second liquid. Of say like a denser liquid here. So I think this idea helps us a lot, no? Pressure at D, because the meniscus, it is like a concave for air. There's a free surface. Force due to suffocation will balance the weight of the liquid. There'll be a little bit, because the pressure at A is not P naught. The pressure at A is not P naught. So therefore, this particular thing, what happened will help us. That's why I suggest you both the first method, second method. Make a practice of that. Some problems by first method will be very, very easy. Some problems by second method will be very, very easy. That's why I described both the things in front of you. I kept both the things in front of you. Okay, let's get into the next thing. No, there's a liquid. We have a capillary tube. I will immerse in a liquid first. I'll immerse this in a liquid. Then I'm going to press it so that the water level inside and outside the liquid will remain same. I think I'll have to show water. So to what depth, what pen the tube should be immersed so that water level inside and outside the liquid, outside the capillary, it will be same. There's one very troublesome question for students, so that's why I just going to help you. Let me increase the size of capillary tube a little bit. No, this capillary tube is having a length L and radius 2r. Initially, what is there? Initially, everything is here. This, if I keep it here, tell me what will happen to this particular capillary tube. What will happen to water? I'm going to bring like this here. Tell me anything will happen to the water. If I bring it here, water will it rise? Okay. Oh, yeah. Because it's a glass capillary, no? This end is closed. Now, what will happen to water? Water will wet the capillary. Water will wet the glass. So what will be the shape of the liquid here will be? The liquid what happen, the meniscus will take shape like this. Then again, if you draw an horizontal line, if you draw an horizontal line, if you draw an horizontal line, means here pressure at this point and this point. So where pressure will be more, here P naught, here less than P naught. So therefore what happen, the pressure, what happen, the liquid will rush like this, no? I'll really show all the diagrams. Please, all of you, make observation. This is 1, 2, 3. Once again, I am trying to put the concept. Just check meniscus. We need. Once again, I'm bringing that idea. Sir, why liquid will rise? This is the dotted line. Okay, now you have very, we are very sure, no, what is the pressure at 3? So let's say P naught. So what is the pressure at 2? Less than P naught. Pressure at 1 must be P naught. I'm using all these conditions. Pressure at 1, 3 equal to P naught. Then pressure at 2 less than P naught. So therefore P1 greater than P2. So what should happen to the water? Water, what happens, should rush. This is the initial, water will rush. Means the water will flow from higher pressure to lower pressure. Go back to fluid mechanics. The water, what happened, will move from higher pressure to lower pressure. Pressure here will be more, here will be less. That's why the water will rush. It will rush and it will rise to certain height. Getting the idea? So now what is the next part of the problem? So I had to show that water will rise to certain height. Getting the condition now? See, like why water will rise? I think the student has to really put effort. Otherwise, okay, Kepler, water will rise. That doesn't work out. Why it will rise? What is the reason? One has to think here. So here now the water will rise to an height, say h. Density of water be rho. Now what is the air which is there, no? P naught. So what will happen to air now? Will it be at pressure, that much of pressure? No, the pressures will be different here. So as usual, 1, there's a 0.2, there's a 0.4, there's a 0.5. Now what should happen? Pressure at 1 must be equal to pressure at 2. This is for this diagram only. Now for this situation, what you can write? Pressure at 1. Agree this? Okay, let's come for this one. Let R be the radius. Angle of contact, let's assume 0 to make things a little bit easier. The theta actually will come here. Now, what do you expect pressure at phi? Anybody wants to answer? Will be P naught, less than P naught, or more than P naught? What happened? The air which was there in the column, the air which was present in this column of length L, it got compressed, no? And it will undergo isothermal process. Air undergoes really we have to fight with the ideas here. So if the air undergoes isothermal process, so what shall we write it? P naught into L pi r square initially. Final pressure P phi. What is the length of that? Let it be X, will take it. X into pi r square. Pi r square get eliminated. So therefore P phi, or we'll write one equation. P naught into L equal to P phi into X. This is the equation 1. Okay, the pressure at phi should be equal to P4 plus 2St by R. R is the radius of capillary tube. That already I mentioned it. Next, again, after this P5 value, we know it. Okay, now P4 plus rho GH minus P2 equal to 0. What is the pressure at 2? Pressure at 2 should be P naught, no? Why? Because there's a free surface. See, earlier pressure at 2 less than P naught. Now once the liquid rises to certain height, pressure at 2 will become equal to P naught Because if you draw an horizontal line, pressure must be same. And what is the pressure at this point? Should be equal to P naught. If you want, you write it here, 6. So what is the condition here now? P2 plus P6 should be equal to P naught. Okay, let's write equation. P4 plus rho GH minus P naught equals 0. P4 equal to how much? P naught minus rho GH. Let me substitute all these things. What is X? X we can write L minus H. In the end, I'll bring it. So one by one, let me write here. So P5, we can write it as P naught L, the equation 2. Put 192 in 3. Let's write P5 is equal to P naught L by X is equal to P4 equal to P naught minus rho GH 2ST by R. Is asking expression for H, no? So therefore rho GH should be equal to P naught plus 2ST by R. Now what is X? X you can write it as L minus H. So H into, I think, okay, I have to solve for H, no? Yeah, let me bring it. Rho GH. So this will be rho G L H minus rho GH square. This will be very lengthy, huh? Expression for H is needed. Anybody? Any mathematics can we use so that it will be X is there in the denominator, no? X is equal to L minus H. H will be not very smaller, so we can't do any binomial expansion. Okay, let me write. Anyway, I have come till you know. We have to solve for H again. It will be quadratic equation. The same earlier what we had. So rho GH, rho GLH, rho GH square, P naught L. Okay, no. So we have to simplify really for H here. Quadratic equations will come. Let me write one more step. So this will be rho GLH minus rho GH square P naught L, P naught plus 2ST by R into L minus P naught plus 2ST by R into H. So this will be rho GL P naught L get cancelled. So this everything I'll call alpha H minus beta H square minus gamma equals 0. Solve for H, you'll get the required answer. I'll show the complete description. So now slowly. Let him go. What is the next condition I put it? Instead of open, if both the ends open, one of the end I'll close it. Are you looking at this one? There's a closed end. I'll close it. Then I'll immerse it. Why the water will rush? I think everyone knows. Okay, after water rises to height h, what it rises to height h, how to calculate that h is what? Okay, see, so much of calculations again. So slightly here, the isothermal process. This is very important. So usually students, what happen? So how do I'll come to know? In all our surface tension, the air which will be there no will undergo isothermal process. Fine. So rest all everything I can rest all equations we know how to write, because here we have a meniscus. So there's a concave side, convex side. So P5 equal P4 plus 2 angle of contact we assumed it to be 0. Then again writing manometric equations is P4 plus rho GH minus P2 equal to 0, P2 equal to P naught, then solving. So able to manage here. So if this end is open, we know directly formula 2st by rho gr. Am I right? If this end is closed, if we do like this, no, the problem will change like this here. Getting the method? Okay, now we'll take the last one more idea. In this capillary rise, one more theoretical idea I'm bringing it. There's a liquid. Value of h you have to calculate. Value of h you have to calculate. Just a quadratic equation will come. Just you calculate here. Okay, now I'll bring a capillary tube. And the same discussion will again continue here. Both ends are open. No, definitely we know that water will rise to certain height h. Then I want any heat is generated. Find the heat heat is released or heat is generated in the following process. What is our next question? In the capillary rise, you have to check it. Is it any heat generated in the process? Heat released or it is absorbed in the process? That has to be determined. Shall we give same reason why the liquid will rise? So again, the idea is same here. There's a point 1. There's a point 2. There's a point 3. So we are very sure is what? Pressure at 1, 3 equal to P naught. So pressure at 2 less than P3. So therefore, so what happened to liquid? Liquid will rush. So what the liquid will do? It will flow like this. Now what are these arrows? Flow of liquid. At least looking at arrow, you must understand. So there's a flow of liquid. So P2 less than P3. So therefore P1 greater than P2. So the liquid will rush into the capillary tube. It will rise. And how long the liquid will flow? Till the pressure at 1 becomes equal to pressure at 2, that one. So now what will happen here? P1 equal to P2 equal to P5 equal to P naught. I think this already we have every problem I repeated. Okay, now let's see that one. Now, is there any heat released or absorbed in the process in capillary rise. Who will drag this? Please, all of you, look at, I'm discussing something. Here, force due to suffocation should come. Why force due to suffocation like this? Meniscus should be of like this here. This is shape. Fine. So how the force due to suffocation should act here? Should act tangentially. So shall I put F dash? And what is F dash? Force due to suffocation. A component of force will act vertically. So that force due to suffocation will drag the liquid column vertically up. How long? How long? So like this, it will drag. And what will happen to that liquid column? Why do it will come to rest here? Because of viscous drag forces, because there'll be viscosity. There'll be viscous drag will be the acting between the layers of the liquid. Because of that, what will happen? There'll be heat will be generated. Find this one. So work done by surface tension. Surface tension does work. A part of it is used to rise the internal energy, to rise the gravitational. Remaining is what? Convert into heat to overcome the heat. So finally, when the liquid rises to IH, no, so we get like this. F dash. We'll assume angle of contact to be 0. So then it become vertically up. Now the what this force due to suffocation, it is pulling the meniscus from to IH. So what is work done by suffocation? Work done. Now there's a very important theoretical idea. Work done by suffocation force in pulling the meniscus to IH. What shall I write here? St into 2 pi r. Let r be the radius of capillary tube into what? H. What is St into 2 pi r? Is the force due to surface tension. Because where the force due to surface tension will act at the meniscus, no? Theta equals 0, so that force will be acting vertically up. I think by this time you know how to calculate force due to surface tension. St into 2 pi r. To what height it has undergone displacement? This much here. Okay, now we know what is H is equal to. We know. Anybody? What shall I write? 2st by rho gr. The liquid will rise to this much of height. Substitute that one here. 2 pi st r h is 2st by rho gr. R get cancelled, so 2 pi st square, now 4 pi st square by rho g. There's a work done by the suffocation in rising the liquid to a height h, pulling the meniscus to height h, or rising the liquid column. This is a liquid column. No. What is the increase in gravitational potential, G? Increase in gravitational potential G of liquid column. Delta U are writing. Anybody? What should be the increase in gravity? You know center of mass. So what is the mass of the liquid? Rho pi r square h. This is a mass, no? mgh, what we write it, no? Gravitational potential G. Potential G possessed by a body by virtue of its height. What is the mass? Mass of the liquid column? Rho pi r square. But sir, you are showing meniscus, but you are writing cylindrical volume. Volume of water in the meniscus is negligible because volume of the liquid in the meniscus will be negligible compared to volume of liquid in the capillary tube. Okay, this is the mass into gravity. What shall I write height here? H or h by 2? Anybody? Because center of mass got over. We know center of mass idea. h by 2. Okay, good. Yeah. Height of the center of mass, it should be. Fine. Huh? Okay, all of you able to think? Okay, nice. Yeah. Now we'll go for rho pi r square g h square by 2. What is h? Again, let me substitute this formula. 2ft by rho g r whole square. Okay, if I do everything, rho g1, everything get cancelled. So this will become 2 pi ft square by rho g. Look at this. How much surface tension did work? 4 pi ft square by rho g. What is the rising gravitational potential g? 2 pi ft square by rho g. Where do remaining of gone converted into heat? Why do the heat? Because what is the water? What is the water usually? What is the water? Water, you take any liquid will have a viscosity. Viscosity is a viscous force is a non-conservative force. So when the water is moving, so when the water is rushing like this, so when it is rising up, there will be a viscous drag between the layers of water. To overcome that, what energy is needed? We will provide a part of work done by surface tension. So remaining of will be converted as heat and it will be released as heat. Tomorrow I'll start viscous chapter. Okay, on the Friday, what happened? I'll take one more problem related to this. Now, time being, what happened? Where do that difference in energy gone? It is used to overcome the viscous drag between the layers of water when the liquid is rising inside the capillary tube and convert into heat. So shall I say heat is released? So in capillary rise, heat will be released or absorbed. Heat will be released. So therefore, so what shall we write here? No, I'll bring everything. Okay, this is this is a very important theoretical idea. It's not a numerical. It's not a numerical. Please don't take it like a numerical. So there's the basic idea of the capillary. Plus heat generated. Where the heat is generated? Heat generated in the liquid, not in capillary glass tube, in the liquid only. Heat generated in the rising liquid. Or better ascended liquid, you write it. Risen liquid. So how much that heat generated? So we know work done by surface tension delta U plus H. So what is H is equal to? WST minus delta U. I think this should be equal to how much? 2 pi Ft square by rho g. So in a capillary rise, heat will be, energy will be released or absorbed. Energy will be released. Shall we put a conclusion? Therefore, very good theoretical things. So they will trouble you. Be careful. Therefore, in capillary rise, energy is released. Now, sir, like a here, what is the type of liquid we are bringing? Okay, this is about the thing. Now, if the liquid wets the solid, then only it will rise, no? If the liquid will not wet the solid, then if I bring a capillary tube, I'll immerse in a mercury. Mercury, will it wet? No, it will not wet. So what will happen to the mercury now? Mercury will not rise. In fact, it will fall. There is some general idea. So small, the same concept, the same formula, same concept. Let me finish off that also. Small idea. If I bring a capillary tube nearby mercury, What will happen to the mercury? That one mercury, what happen is going to fall. Mercury, I'll show by some other color. Why mercury will fall? There's a beautiful question what we have to ask it. Tell me how we have to explain that the same idea just now using the pressure idea. You have very good, you look at the material, okay, work out questions from material first and then Cengage book or Cengage and material. Together you can work out today. Good number of numericals are available. Please follow them. Something, okay, the meniscus will be like this. Now look at this. So again, our concepts are similar thing. I'm showing it a little bit more meniscus. I would have been math teacher. It would have been better. No diagrams, nothing. Physics drawing diagrams. Huh? Why it is not getting erased? Okay, now we'll take the meniscus here. Show little bit of meniscus. That is sufficient. Huh? Okay, now you have again the same idea. Yeah, you can see 2. What is the pressure rate? 1. Pressure rate, this is air, this is mercury. So looking at this diagram, pressure rate 1, 3 equal to P naught. Pressure rate 2 greater than P3. So what should happen to the, but pressure rate 1 should be equal to 2, no? Because it's a free surface. So there is there any pressure difference? P1 not equal to P2. But how much pressure at 2 should be equal to P naught, but it is more than P naught. To make pressure at 2, it should decrease, no? For it to decrease, so therefore what happened? So as you push this capillary tube, no? So in fact, okay, I think it is here. Sorry, I am. A student, what happens? Straight away you can say, sir, it will not fall. That's all. So you can ask a teacher like, why it will fall. Okay, look at now, pressure rate 1 and 2 must be equal, no? But pressure rate 2 is more than P1. So therefore what happen? For to make pressure rate 2 equal to P naught, the liquid has to, the mercury has to fall here. So these are the points I'll not disturb as it is 2. Okay, the new points, this is the 4, this is the 5. You come and check it now. The pressure rate 5 will become equal to pressure rate 6. If you draw an horizontal, it'll be same. So R be the radius, and what is the angle of contact? This will be the angle of contact. So will you write the same similar equations? Yes, the similar equations we can proceed. Pressure at 1, 2, 3, 4 should be P naught. Will I agree? Looking at second diagram for this diagram. Then Pressure at 6. Pressure at 6 should be P1 plus rho GH minus P6 equals 0. P1 is P naught. Pressure at 6 should be equal to pressure at 5. Before that, pressure at 5 should be equal to P4 plus 2 times of Ft by R. Okay, fine. So pressure at 6 should be equal to pressure at 5 because if you draw an horizontal line. Static liquid. Pressure at 6 is how much? P naught plus rho GH. P5 is how much? P4 is. So P5 equal to P naught plus 2 St by R. So what is H is equal to 2 St by rho GR. If you want to replace in terms of radius of meniscus, again the same formula. So what is this fall? No? Fall in mercury in capillary tube. Now tell me like which liquid will rise in capillary, which will fall? If the angle of contact, if it is less than 90, it will rise. If the angle of contact is more than 90, it will fall. What happens to angle of contact 90 degree? No change. The liquid will not rise, not fall. Example, silver and water. Silver, if the capillary tube made up of silver, and if you bring pure water, no impurity should be there, then it will not rise. That we'll discuss in next coming classes. So please do revise. Almost some good number of diagrams have really helped this one. So work out numericals from the material and the textbook. Fine. Okay, I'll end up the class. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Read all the things and work out numericals related to this one, no? Because unless you don't solve numerical, not possible. So work out numericals from the material, from the textbook, practice, draw the diagrams, think and analyze. Any doubts you can, evening you can interact with me.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, from same Cengage textbook. Cengage and material, follow these two, they'll be sufficient. And you have other, what all materials, take help from that. Okay, thank you, all of you.